Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Like, share, and subscribe because I want to show y'all something very important and very funny, supremely hilarious. How to expose a pseudo scholar. Now, I know this guy, Brother Garfield, didn't expect for me to actually have one of these machines. I know he didn't expect for me to actually have one of these machines. But what you're looking at is a high frequency and or galvanic machine. This machine is actually used for removing wrinkles from the face, right? This machine actually had its inception in the one man Nikola Tesla's life and his discoveries. Yes, this high frequency machine had its inception in the life and times of one Nikola Tesla. But although Nikola Tesla had some great ideas and great inventions, Nikola Tesla never designed this machine for archaeology. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Now, why am I saying this? Because our brother, hey, Sister Donna, how you doing, sis? Sister Donna, do you know what this machine is? Have you ever seen one of these machines in hair shops or beauty shop or something? Because they're all over in all of the women's beauty shops, family. Donna says, hell no. Good morning, Miss Beverly. Grace and peace to you, sis. Donna says, hell no, I ain't never seen that before. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Listen, these are the reasons why you ought not listen to every one of these pseudo guys, family, because they know that a lot of people have not seen or dealt with a lot of this information. And so they'll come out and they'll say anything to you, anything. Bring 1800s technology from Nikola Tesla to a debate and present that information as if it has any merit in the realm of archaeology. Peace to my brother Night Train. Glad you're here so you can watch me tear Garfield's argument all the way down, worse than I did in the debate. Worse than I did in the debate. But I just wanted to show this to him so that I could frighten him and show the people how pseudo that boy is. Now, again, in our debate, me and Garfield debated on Abraham, right? Whether Abraham was alive or dead. I mean, not dead, but if he ever lived to die. If Abraham was a real person. Eddie Thomas, peace to you. If Abraham was a real person. So I gave the brother all of this information about the tomb of Abraham, about the synagogue that sits on top of the tomb, about the fact that Abraham and all of these people with Abraham are buried deep, 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 deep within the ground structure of that building. Not in the synagogue itself, but underground is where the actual bones lie. I gave this brother, the actual curator and archaeologist that deals with that tomb, Abraham's tomb. Peace to Kemet God. And again, peace to Night Train. So I gave him even the name of the man. The man's name is Noam Arnon. This man actually went down into the tombs, into those nasty, disgusting old tombs where there were bones littered everywhere. This is the man's testimony, right? An archaeologist, a curator. Peace to Angelique. Peace to Angelique. And so when I give him all of this and the man's testimony and even the actual artifacts that they found down there other than the bones, Garfield's response and rebuttal was to bring me a pseudo scholar by the name of one William Devers. And I say pseudo scholar because of what I'm about to tell y'all and show y'all once again. William Devers is definitely, peace to Jason, what's happening, family? William Devers is definitely a Gentile. William Devers definitely was told that no, you can't go down under the bottom of the synagogue and excavate it because you're a Gentile and you're a clown. So what did William Devers do? William Devers went and got, you guessed it, a high frequency machine. Look, high frequency force. Hold on. So William Devers went and got a high frequency machine. And you see these little things in the front. See that little thing right there that says HF? That right there. You plug in a little diode into this, and it actually shocks your wrinkles out of your face. This is what this machine actually is used for. You plug it in, either on the galvanic or the high frequency side, or both, and you shock wrinkles out of your face. But William Devers used this same technology. Same technology. The only difference between William Devers' high frequency machine and this one is that he hooked up an apparatus to it that would change the frequencies that come out of this to frequencies that could be read and printed out and looked at. I could turn this high frequency machine into the same machine that William Devers made a fool of himself with. Literally, I can. It's the same base technology, the same thing. Now, William Devers, because he was denied entrance into that tomb on the underground portion, he went and wrote a book, a whole goddamn book, y'all, saying that his discoveries from the high frequency machine said that there were no remains underground. And when you look at William Devers' actual printout, the little black and white grainy picture, even his printout showed that there are things down there. There are items down there. There's stuff down there. But he wrote a whole book based off a wrinkle removing machine with technology from the 1800s, a high frequency machine. Oh, it's starting to glitch out. That's all right. But yeah, a high frequency machine. Let me know if we're still clear. Let me know if we're still clear. We glitching too much. Because they gonna flag. Garfield never thought. So we clear now? We clear again? We clear? Garfield never thought that I had one of these in my house. Thank you, Angelique. Garfield never thought that I had one of these in my house. And thank you for that. This is why I was laughing at him so hard. This is why I clown these guys so much. Family, this was the linchpin to his whole argument, that some white man took a high frequency machine and he said proved there was no Abraham in the tomb of Machpelah. It's on this channel, Night Train, and it's also on Sarnetta TV. Shout out to Sarnetta. It's on Sarnetta TV, and it's also on this channel. If you scroll down on this channel, just click videos and scroll down, you'll be able to find it, fam. But in the debate, I tried to get him to even bring up the argument again, because that's where his argument started on Facebook, bringing me all of this trash from William Devers' family. And this white man went and bought him a high frequency machine and hooked up a printer to it. He bought himself a high frequency machine and hooked up a printer to it. That's all your scholarship is. Night Train said, okay, so the device is not worthy. This device and any device that has high frequency force is only good for what its actual best use is, to knock out wrinkles out of your face, family. I'm going to tell y'all a good story. Watch this. Watch this. Good story. I'm going to give you a parable. There was a man that had a Lamborghini. And this man woke up one morning. He said, I'm going to go get my oil changed in my Lamborghini. But I don't got time to go to the Lamborghini dealer. I'm going to go to a quick shop. And so the man takes his Lamborghini. He drives his Lamborghini past the Lamborghini dealership. Drives his Lamborghini past all of the ASE certified technicians. And drives his Lamborghini up to Econolube. Peace to Sundo. Peace to you, Sundo. And the man takes his keys out of the Lamborghini and he goes inside of Econolube and gives the attendant the keys. And he says, I'll be back later to pick up my Lamborghini. The man leaves the Lamborghini, goes out in town and does all of his business, does everything that he needed to do. The man returns to Econolube only to find the mechanic under the hood with a hammer and a chisel. He's working on a Lamborghini and he's under the hood with a hammer and a chisel. Would it be wrong for the man with the Lamborghini, the owner of the Lamborghini, to scream, to shout, and to literally go and force the man from under the hood using the wrong tools on his beautiful investment? The reason why I give you that parable is because it is definitely true and practical. Mechanics are not supposed to use hammers and chisels, not by a long shot, especially on the Lamborghini. And archaeologists are not supposed to use high frequency machines. Archaeologists normally use hammers, chisels, maps, compasses, even bulldozers. Archaeologists use their hands and they get down on their hands and knees and they search through rubble, they search through dirt. But an archaeologist, Sando says, what did I walk in on? Looks interesting. When you rewind this, you're going to be floored. This is the level of scholarship that our brother Garfield brought to us and tried to fool the people into believing that this is worthy of archaeology. This machine you're looking at. But this machine you're looking at and any machine like it is not good for anything other than maybe finding some metal. You know, you go out in the public and you want to find some washers and screws and nickels and dimes and you out treasure hunting and prospecting, then this might help you. But prospecting on a ghetto level is not archaeology. This 1800s technology, RF technology, radio frequency technology, is not worthy of archaeology, Garfield, you dummy. Garfield, you can remove some good wrinkles with this, but don't be the mechanic under the hood of a Lamborghini with a hammer and chisel and you're using the wrong tools. You need the right tools for archaeology. Now, he would have gotten shot. Night Train, real talk. William Devers could not go down there because there is a curator on site. His name is Noam Arnon, and Noam Arnon went down there already and testified and documented the contents of the caves deep underground under the synagogue of Machpelah. The only rebuttal this guy had for my whole presentation in the debate and otherwise was this goddamn machine and William Devers and writing a book about this trashy machine. Excuse me. But this ain't how you do archaeology, Garfield. Yeah, that's why I tell the people all the time. The way you judge a debate is you go check out the information. If Garfield is telling you some man went and used a high frequency machine on the tomb of Abraham, don't just believe it. Go define the word high frequency. Find out what the hell is it used for? What is it really for? And you'll find out most of the people that's using a high frequency RF machine is using it to remove wrinkles out their face or to run around with a metal detector and find trash and nickels and screws and bolts and shit, keychains and all that. That's what you call a pseudo scholar using a pseudo minimalist, making a utter fool out of himself. And because you bring this kind of foolery to the people, this is why I expect your scholarship on any other level. Because if you lie and bring foolishness like this, a pseudo ray. This is what I call the pseudo ray, y'all. This is what I call a pseudo ray. When you're doing archaeology and you use a high frequency machine, that's called using a pseudo ray. Using a skincare and a metal detector to do archaeology. Damn. Now, without going in to the level of disrespecting Garfield, because he is a brother, he's a black man. Although foolish, although very pseudo, and although he still got that accent after 20 years of being in America, he's still a black man. This is correction for you, black man, because not only did you lose that debate, but you lost respectability in the realm of scholarship with the intelligent. I can't believe you brought this shit up in a debate and then you was too scared to defend it because you knew I'm right. Now, I don't know how much this thing skipped, but what we're going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to review it. And if it skipped too much because Garfield and Side Nut and them flagging and shit, hating me pulling the skirt up on their asses every damn time. If it's skipping when I watch it, then we'll come right back and we'll record it again. Y'all gonna learn. Stop flagging, nigga. Stop flagging, nigga. I ain't doing nothing over here but teaching the Bible the way it's supposed to be taught, giving proof, real proof, and then coming to tear down all of these pseudo scholars with their foolishness and miniature logic and disrespect of the people. Yeah, he's a dummy. And absolutely right, Night Train. It's good to bring light to the truth instead of riding with a concept. Real talk. Now with that, I'm going to say, Garfield, you are a utter pseudo scholar. And you use pseudo rays. Yes, you do use a pseudo ray, baby. This is your pseudo ray right here. God damn.